in Ukraine, and now in Uzbekistan. From Uzbekistan, from the capital city of Tashkent. And looks like I'm not live. Wait a second. This is really strange. I am live here. And I'm not live on the computer. Please. Weird. 5x5. One of the mods saying, excellent. Now I can see myself. I can see the picture. Oh, my friends. I am going to talk about the importance and significance of Russian Constitution, but my mind is really in another topic, another event. When you think that something so bad happened that nothing, when you are sure of that, the worst thing happens. I don't really know what to tell you or to talk about it or what to say. Not much can be said. Just know that my mind is in another event. From horror that I'm experiencing. Okay, but let me talk about the Constitution first. As usual, I am not turning on the comments in this live stream for about 30 minutes because I want to deliver my message and I don't want to be interrupted by comments, by messages, by super chats. Don't get me wrong, I love getting comments, prayers, wishes, super chats, like getting money very much appreciated. But my priority number one is messaging. I want to deliver a clear message. Without further ado, I would like to talk about the Constitution. First, a little personal story. What is the importance of Constitution? When I was growing up in the USSR, well, every country has a constitution. Only in some countries, the constitutions are formal, and in other countries, they're living documents that people live by. Okay, and the country where I was born happened to be formal. Well, we had a constitution of the Soviet Union, and I didn't know what the document was. I didn't know what it stated, what values. To us, it was just a formal paper, the Constitution. When I came to the United States, I was, step back. Soviet Union fell apart in 1991. It was a great event, great day of all our lives. Anyway, a new constitution was needed for the country, for Russia. The new country, the new constitution. And it took 2 years to design, to think over, to discuss, and to sign constitution into existence. And it was signed all Russia's national referendum. All people, all citizens of Russia participated in that referendum. And they said yes to the new constitution. Well, still, in 1993, I was mere 17-year-old kid. and I didn't care much. I knew that there was a referendum. I knew that there was, the new constitution, but I was 17, I was freshman in college, and I had other interests. I needed to pass all the final exams at school. I was chasing girls. I had friends. We went out and drank a lot and doing wonderful freshman year things. So I really started thinking about in fate of a country when I first flew to the United States. 1996, when I first met the country, so to speak, my first contact with the USA happened. And one of the first things people started teaching me and is the basics of American society. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And when I understood the idea, when I started speaking English well enough to understand what they were telling me, took me a while. I understood the importance that Constitution plays, the importance of the role that it plays in life of the United States and in American society. Basically, it's the very foundation of the house that is called the USA. And the foundation is pretty strong. And the founding fathers, actually the ones who were writing the Constitution, they were pretty smart and of many, many things, including changing Constitution. It's really difficult to amend the Constitution, to change it. It's difficult to go around it. It's pretty much impossible to go around it. And America's success over the centuries. That's my personal opinion. Don't throw rocks at me if you disagree with me. I think that this wonderfulness of America, and I've said it many times, I love the country, okay? I love two countries in the world. Russia, which is my motherland. I was born in, and I'm Russian. The second country that I love is the United States of America. That's my second home. I consider Russia my mother and the USA my father. This is my opinion, that the country is absolutely fantastic, and the reason for that is the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. So in 1996, I was introduced, and over the years, I fell in love with this idea that the Constitution, once it's written and accepted by approval, who decide to live by Constitution, not change it, okay, then it's really assurance of success for any country. How is this in Russia? One step back. In the United States, every single citizen, or at least most of the citizens, understand the importance of the Constitution of the United States. They understand the significance. They understand this tremendous role that the Constitution plays in their lives. What about Russia? When I came to Russia, when I came back, honestly, I did not hear about the Russian Constitution, I think almost once, from the period of 2004 to 2020, when all of a sudden, just like that, they decided to, well, someone decided, one of the senators, and everybody loved the idea, to amend the Constitution, to change it in so many ways, including to nullify our existing current president's time at the office. Allow. So this is when I started hearing about the Constitution all the time. About March 2020, even before March, I think it was February 2020. So in Russia, people did not, they have not understood the importance and significance of this document. And you know why? For a good reason. Because in lives of most Russian people, the Constitution does not play a huge role. I think that most kind of role Constitution should play in their lives. It's really strange, really, really strange. In Russia, people have different values, and Constitution is not one of them. Oh, forgive me. Now I recall. I heard the word Constitution a few times. But towards after 2014, I heard it a few times, and it was a great criticism of Russian citizens, some Russians, some citizens, towards the Constitution. It was absolutely misunderstood by me. I didn't understand why that was criticism for. People, and I heard that opinion quite a few times, people thought that the Constitution was written by hand of Americans. Americans, evil Americans, came to Russia and they tricked Russian, progressive government members, members of the House, State Duma, whatever. I don't know exactly who, but they tricked them and they basically injected their terms, required terms and conditions into the Constitution. Articles, not terms, articles. And I couldn't understand how, because we all voted, all Russian citizens, we all voted in a referendum, okay? It means that we all read the Constitution, proposed Constitution, and we agreed, otherwise we would say no. So back in '93, all Russians approved, or majority of Russians approved, and yet in 2014, 15, 16, people start criticizing, saying, hey, this Constitution is not good. It was written by hands of Americans. Okay. Strange. But anyway. Now, let's fast forward to 2020. The Constitution was amended easily. The whole thing was really... I'm afraid if I say the truth, then I can be charged with something. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how it was in a very simplistic way. All of a sudden, Russian politicians mentioned something that Constitution needs to be amended and needs to be put in terms of modern times, like synchronized with modern times. And then one of the Russian senators, a very old lady, she was the first woman in space, Valentina Tereshkova, she went in front of the senators and said, you know what, we must include this condition that we must nullify the terms of current President Vladimir Putin so he can serve two more terms. And a lot of people started, well, I can't say, they found it very interesting and amusing, okay? Even the that's interesting. Well, we gotta look into this, we gotta give it a thought. And all of a sudden, in 2 hours, Vladimir Putin was in front of everybody, in front of that person, Valentina Tereshkova, and he was addressing the Russian Senate, saying something. I forgot, but basically said, I don't really want this, but if Russian citizens require, if there's a referendum and they will call me, then to do more time, then what can I do? Basically, then COVID happened, and everyone was preoccupied with COVID. COVID started in March, and I think it was July. Nationwide referendum was held, perhaps late June. Okay, yes, I think it was in June. And of course, the constitution was amended. Russians kind of didn't notice, so to speak. More than half of Russians voted, but it wasn't like 100%. I think it was 50 plus or 60%, something like that. So some people didn't even know that there was voting to amend constitution. So what I'm trying to give you this message is that Russians don't consider constitution as the basics of Russia's society. They think it's not that significant and not that important. There are other powers like that they run Russian society. They create rules, so to speak, regulations. Constitution, not so significant. At least people do not act as if it's significant. And that's pretty disturbing, because I am absolutely sure, but this is the foundation that we live in. And if the foundation is not significant, then the whole house can fall apart like a card house, like in a blink of an eye. Now, the latest development, and this is the latest development. You all know that this event happened on February 24th. I can't call it its real name, but I don't want to call it the name that it's given. I'll call it the event. The event happened on the 24th, and it has been happening for the past 40, almost month and a half. And everyone was shocked a few days after this event happened. But then not everyone, many people started raising heads and speaking up. And some spoke really harshly, saying, well, I'm not going to repeat, but trust me, a lot of Russians didn't like this idea. Okay, they didn't understand why public figures, a lot of music stars, singers, athletes, famous athletes, soccer players, football players, you name it. And all of a sudden, a letter said, whoa, wait a second. If they are standing up and publicly denying, contradicting what we're saying, then they are traitors. They're betraying our country. And all of a sudden, very fast, within a few days, an old existing law was amended to add the clause, not necessarily freedom of speech, but there was a federal law signed into existence, existing law amended. There was a new clause stating that if a Russian or not, if a person contradicts to what the official sources are saying about this event happening in Ukraine, that this information harms Russian army, that this person is a subject of up to 15 years in prison. Then there was another amendment saying that if a person is calling for more sanctions from the West to Russia, same thing, breaking the law and facing up to 15 years in prison. Not too long ago, just literally a few days ago, there was another third law or existing law amended. And now, if a Russian citizen, well, anyway, someone in Russia contradicts what the Russian official sources are saying about the work of Russian officials abroad, then that person is also 15 years. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm explaining it in plain English, okay? For example, if Russians saying something about the work of Russian embassies abroad, and that contradicts to what Russian government is telling an embassy in London. The Russians are saying, hey, they're not doing a great job. They're doing this and this. We witnessed. And the Russian government says, no, they're fine. They're fantastic. They're doing their job. And Russians who criticize, who contradict, facing charges and facing up to 15 years in prison. If, well, anyway, that's pretty, how do I say that? Very strange, okay? Because I am so used to the idea that we can speak up freely on anything that we want. Russian Constitution is considered insignificant by one simple proof. States that there is a freedom of speech in Russia and there cannot be censorship. Okay, plain and simple. Few laws, new laws amended, new clauses added, they're signed into existence that looks like censorship, okay? So it looks like, it appears like these laws are unconstitutional, yet they're here, they rule our lives, okay? People are getting charged according to these laws. And you see, the Constitution, new laws. It's very simple. It's not gray. It's black and white. Either constitution in the country is significant and this is a measure how our lives are organized, or it's not. And it's up to the citizens to choose how they want to live. Okay? As far as I know, in the United States, to amend the Constitution is a huge deal. It cannot be done easily, and it's always a fight between the citizens. And it's a good thing, because citizens are being active when someone proposes to amend. In Russia, it's a little different. Basically, this is it. This is my message. I think that you decide on your own whether Russian Constitution is significant, important or not. I've just given you my thoughts and the facts. I'm really feeling uneasy about turning the comments today. But hey, if I'm being fair, gotta be fair until the end, right? I just saw Robert's message about freezing sometimes. I turned on the chat, the messages. I'll remind you that I have a fantastic team of moderators: Lorna, Mommy, Robert Bates, Harry Potman, Pinball, Bob S., Julie F., Yarn Prepper, am I? So anyway, just turned on the live stream commenting, and please let me know how is the freezing. Is it bad or is it's not too bad? Stream is choppy. Alright, let me switch off Wi-Fi and do the live stream from... Let's check it out. Not too bad. Like every 10 seconds. Well, I turned off Wi-Fi. You know, my friends, this is an everlasting struggle with quality of internet. I was very surprised to find the quality of internet better here in Tashkent than in my apartment in Moscow. Rostov is pretty much perfect because we have a house there and fiber optic line goes right into the house. But Moscow is pretty bad. I think it's because there are so many people use Wi-Fi at the same time. But here in Tashkent was great until today. Now it starts freezing. But I switched to mobile internet and it's also excellent. Back 10 years ago, this place was, well, basically had non-existent internet, and now it's so much improved, you know. Thanks, mods. I see Yarn Prepper, Lorna, Mommy, Bob S. No Bob S today. Harry Potnin, Robert Bates. That's good enough. Strange day, very much so. Very strange day. Even internet is hiccuping, you know. Very sad day. Hello from France. Bob S is here too. Cheer up, Buttercup, says Miss Sherry. How can I cheer up? How can I cheer up? When there are news coming, it's really hard, you know. Hello from Madeira Island, Portugal. Will you please have a shot of Madeira wine for me? My grandma used to drink that a long time ago. They used to call it Madeira. That's a good question from Jim H. Hi Constantine, you said you went to UC Davis. I went there also in '97. I went briefly for summer session in 1996. I loved it. Was such a striking contrast to the university that I was going to in Rostov. It was very small, and UC Davis is, 20 or 40,000 students, 20,000 bicycles. Campus is so huge. Rec pool, just you name it. I have very fond of memories. I lived in a dorm. It was called Webster Hall. Okay, I don't remember where it was located, but we had a swimming pool inside of our dorm. We had tons of Japanese kids living with us and Russians, Ukrainians. Belarusian. Life was so easy and simple back then, you know. There was no this BS between, you know, these countries and nationalities. We Russians were welcome. Ukrainians, my best friends are Ukrainians. We went to the same school. We just we lived one life, you know. No one cared about politics. No one threatened anyone. Life was ahead of us, and it was so bright and potentially great. Couple super chats from Aziz Voa. Aziz Voa. Sending positive vibes to you and all Russian people. Prayers for peace. Thank you. Certainly need that right now. Thank you so much for prayers and for super chat. Ultra Sessi Becca. Love that you brought up the Constitution. You are asking the right questions to make people think. We need more people asking these questions. Thank you so much. You are a serial super chatter and serial commenter. Thank you. Kansas Terry. Obviously you're from Kansas. $10. No message, but $10 is actually a pretty powerful message. Thank you. Mods are great. They're doing such a tremendous job. I'm seeing pretty bad comments. You know, today I received so much hate mail. People were just, well, people venting. They're writing me. They wrote me how they felt, and there's nothing I can say. Every hate message I reply with "please forgive us," and that's it. There's nothing I can say. Nothing. Can't ignore them either, you know. Sandra from Santa Barbara, I remember. Hello from Santa Barbara. Hope you know how special your stream is. Thank you. God bless. I don't really know how important my stream is, to be honest with you. It helps me a great deal because I feel better. If I was cooking this inside of me, it'd be much more difficult. And most Russians don't stream, you know. They go through that. They close themselves, and you know, this hellish cocktail cooks inside them. And I get a lot of positive feedback from you, from many people, in terms of comments, in terms of messages, emails, and to me, the ultimate feedback is super chat. And it doesn't matter what kind of super chat. 99 cents, you know, $10. Some people send $100. That's amazing, because people value what I've got to say so much that they send their money. And each one of you works really hard for the money. I know that. And if you give up a little bit of that and send it to me, that shows how much you appreciate, you know. Live from Denmark. Broken heart and prayers. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now, and I've been feeling all day. Broken heart and prayers. When I thought that nothing can be worse, something happens that is worse. Karina LaRouche, $7 Canadian. Thank you for what you do, from Montreal. Montreal. You know, I've met so many French Canadians, Quebecois. When I worked in Old Orchard Beach, Maine. That was pretty cool. Nice people. Ike, 104, 100 Danish kronas. You know, sometimes I read a few things and I can't speak. I have a hard time speaking, like squeezing words out of myself. That's D helps. I thought it was the same in Europe. Constitution is significant. Because in Russia, things are, gosh. I'm sorry, Arnis, 10 year, greetings from Riga. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Arnis, I am down. They have ground me down. All this news, what my country is doing, I mean, how can I stay up? I feel like there's a huge weight on my shoulders, and it's becoming increasingly heavier. And what I learned yesterday and today, at first I couldn't believe, and I still have a hard time believing it, but trust me, it's thank you for your wonderful city, and thanks for the super chat, thanks for the wonderful words. There was $100 super chat, but Robert Bates deleted the message. RW, was it bad one? 100. Thank you so much. If you want me to answer, and I feel like that's $100 is a very significant amount, please email me if you want to let me something to let me know something, or you want me to answer your question. I will gladly do that. See if I can read the message somehow. It keeps on buffering here and there, I'm sorry. North Shore Preparedness, $5 Canadian. Constantine, I can see the subject weights heavy. My friend, sending prayers your way. Sean, thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Knowing your financial situation, receiving a super chat from you is hey, listen, I'm gonna go on your next stream and I'm gonna return a favor. David Joseph, €5. Are there many Chinese in Russia? Tons, millions, especially in that region in the far east, north, when Russia borders China. It's called soft expansion. Chinese migrants enter and settle in Russia in the regions that border China, and then they establish themselves. They marry Russian women, they work a lot, they don't drink, they treat women right, they're just good members of the society. But when the kids are born and the kids grow, they're not Russian anymore. They don't have loyalty to Russia. Although they were born and raised in Russia, they're Chinese. They have loyalty to China. And Chinese, I've heard that the Chinese have like very long-term plan of soft expansion into Russia. And this plan is for decades, up to 50 years, okay? And then in about 30, 40, 50 years, they will start reaping the fruits of what they're seeding right now. So there are many, many Chinese in Russia. I personally don't like that. Black Odzie, 2 euro. Thank you so much. Joe Cool says they want Siberia. You're talking about the Chinese. Absolutely. First, they want Siberia. They want the rest of Russia. Why stop at Siberia? If this is such a huge country and the army and the people cannot protect it, okay, that it means that people don't deserve it. That's how Chinese think, my understanding. Okay, so why stop at Siberia? I think there was a $5 super chat I missed. I'm sorry. Black Hawk and New Zealand, 10 New Zealand dollars. Robert Bates deleted the message. If you want to let me something know or you want to ask me something, please email me and I will be glad to do that. Black Hawk, please do. Nomad Undercover. Wow, a lot of people are getting their messages deleted here. A lot of people trying to inform me and everyone what is going on outside of Ukraine, and that's not safe for me and my situation. And a lot of people are mentioning things they're not supposed to be mentioning in this stream. Trust me, if you want to inform me, I know everything. I know what's going on. I read all kinds of media. I am informed by the users that email me constantly. There's probably not much what you can inform me on. And if I could speak freely, I would inform you on quite a few things. So just quit writing this stuff here, okay? I know everything. David Lapka, 50 from Czechia, I'm sorry, not Czechoslovakia. Dear Konstantin, I remember you said that you always feel touched by donations from Czechia and Poland. Yeah, all the best for you and your loved ones. I am very touched. The three countries, including Hungary, Czechia, and Poland, we've had the most difficult relationship with. And now the fourth country is Ukraine. Russia is just excellent at making difficult relationship, creating difficulties in relationship with neighbors. Huh? At the end of the stream, I will tell you, it's almost the end of the stream anyway, I will tell you what I saw on the news today, and the Russian news, mainstream, the biggest news, called The Time, channel number 1. Yeah, it's crazy. Reezy Gray, 10 Canadian dollars. Hello from Canada, Mr. Popular. Thank you. Every time I read your message, I smile. Warms me up a little bit. Missed most of the stream, but I'll watch it later. Wanted to send some support and let's pray extra hard for peace today. I'm not religious, but I'm going to pray too today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. McNichol. I like the name. Love, peace, and chicken grease from Louisville, Kentucky. Here are good people everywhere. We can't forget that. McNichol, you personally and people who watch my stream, who comment, who spend some time out of their lives to actually pay attention to what I do on YouTube, you are the bright spot. Thank you so much. Thank you for the words. Thanks for letting me know, and thanks for the super chats. Much appreciated. By the way, I found, you're not going to believe this. This is Basically, 10 years ago, Uzbekistan was the middle of nowhere. There were no Western companies, no internet, nothing. It was just place stuck in the past, long time ago. 10 years later, I come to Uzbekistan and I see, like, my eyes are size of plates because everything's changed. And the last nail in the coffin is I walk in a park and I see two restaurants, KFC and Wendy's. And I'm like, no. Wow. There's still no McDonald's, but there's KFC and there's Wendy's. No, we don't have Wendy's in Moscow, in Russia. Wendy's left like 8 years ago, but they are in Uzbekistan. Pat Larson, $15. Just subscribe to your Patreon. It's very hard to find honest points of view from the other side of things. And I truly appreciate hearing you speak. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate you coming to the channel, watching the live streams, commenting, and sending some money. Very much appreciated. That's touching. Yes, please do not give mods hard time. The mods, please thank them because they care so much about me. They're such a fantastic bunch of people. They're not blocking messages and people out of just badness, or out of cruelness or whatever. They're just doing it because they think of me every single minute. They're fantastic. Welcome to Deep Inside Russia, Deville. Thank you so much. Patrick Pladbrod, when there is none in Europe. Trust me, not too far from my house. I will go and eat there once as a tribute to my time spent in the USA, because I went to Wendy's a couple times in Moscow like 10 years ago. That's it. They're nowhere to be found except for the USA and Uzbekistan. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to take a picture, probably make a community post. So please keep on tuning in. Please sign up for my Telegram channel. It's called Inside Konstantin's Russia. Mods, if you could please give a link here to the Telegram channel, I would really appreciate it. There, what I started doing with the Telegram channel is I give small announcements of upcoming streams, what I'm going to be streaming about, and give a link to the stream. So you can easily, if somehow YouTube does not remind you of my streams, you can just look up at the Telegram. So it's pretty convenient. And if internet is shut down in Russia, and it certainly is looking like it's going to be shut down one way or another soon, then stay in touch via Telegram. Cookie Bombay. Wendy's have good salads. I'm not going to Wendy's for the next week, 7 days, because I'm on a challenge. A lot of people actually didn't like me doing challenge, so I'm not gonna be keeping on speaking about it publicly of what I eat and things like that. I'll just let you know how it finishes in about 7 days, because this is day number 3 of me not eating meat and not eating any fats. Okay, just fruits and veggies, cottage cheese, some honey, and that's pretty much it. So I will not go to Wendy's in the next week, but afterwards I'll go and pay that place a visit. A bit late, but made it. Morning from New Zealand. Morning, huh? sticker or super chat. Read an email from you. Thank you so much. Hey, that's a good one. Joaquin Diaz. Is there a McDonald in Tashkent? I like that. You made my day. Tashkent. No, there isn't a McDonald's in Tashkent. It's Tashkent. To Tashkent's largest bazaar. It's really famous in Uzbekistan. Comprehensive. People shot tons of, filmed tons of people, bought a bunch of strawberries, and actually about finishing up editing. So most likely we'll upload the video tomorrow. Please keep on tuning in. I think you're gonna like it. Basically, this video will give you the feel of the place where I am at right now, and I'm going to be for some time. So I think you're gonna like it. The place, the name is Chorsu. Yarn Prepper, I would like to taste your homemade burgers. Sheila, hello Konstantin from Sheila, and Sydney in Hallettsville, Texas. So many people from Texas. Texas is the last pillar of freedom. What a fantastic state. Hello. Hello from Tashkent, Uzbekistan. Chocolate latte. What is the fixation with McDonald's on all the Russian streams? Look, in my videos, in my streams, McDonald's is very important. Because to you, McDonald's is just a restaurant. To me and to us, it's a symbol of freedom. McDonald's was the first company back in 1990 that entered. I don't know how they managed, they broke through the Iron Curtain and established a restaurant, like a showcase of the Western lifestyle in Soviet Union. And we Russians, we were like, what? McDonald's literally changed our lives because we were introduced to something new before we thought that people behind the curtain abroad are enemies and they want to get us. And all of a sudden they come in and they show themselves and they smile and they're nice. And they don't bring rockets to the Soviet Union. Instead, they bring burgers and fries and Coke. And it was a life-changing event in Russia. So it's a symbol for us, a symbol of freedom. And McDonald's closed all doors on March 13th. That also is a symbol of freedom dying in Russia. Okay? So that's why there's so many videos and so much talk about McDonald's. Please forgive us, but it's really, really important for us. And it's not about food. Food at McDonald's sucks. It's not, it's plasticky, you know. But McDonald's is hugely important for Russians. Sally Kennock, $10, thank you. Becomes harder and harder each day to accept news that I hear. I am disgusted. Love and best wishes for you, Konstantin, and your family. Sally Kennock and everyone. Mods, 5 more minutes, 3 more minutes, you know. I didn't want to address this, what you said about, and I'm not going to name it, but you all know what I'm talking about, okay? I read the news. I got so many emails. I saw the pictures. I'm frozen. I don't know what to say. I can understand how could anyone do such a thing, okay? This is 21st century. The year is 2022. I mean, come on. We don't live in a barbaric world, right? It's terrible. When I think that it cannot get any worse because of this event has happened, underway and so forth, something happens and it does get much worse. I, on purpose, tuned into the news, major Russian news, like I said, the time, 9 p.m. news, not like a couple hours ago, and I listened to what they had to say. They started off the news with this breaking event, of course. And the message is this: we're being framed, Russia is being framed, not the ones who did it, and it's someone else, and they're trying to tarnish Russia's image, they're trying to make things even worse than they are, okay, for Russia. And then on minute 7.5 or minute 8, an official press secretary, a spokesperson of Russia's Attorney General office shows up, and she says something like, these are fakes and spreading disinformation, and offices of Attorney General are going to look into this, investigate, and we remind you that, for spreading fakes and disinformation, there are harsh punishment. So the basically message was this: don't forget that you might go to jail. And that's 9 p.m. news, okay? So the message is this: it's not us, we've been framed, and we want to get international community together in the United Nations, discuss it and so forth. One thing that cannot be denied, though, is that it's happened. It's there, okay? There are people dead. They're laying there. Something happened to them, okay? Someone did it to them. I won't even go in even further, you know what I mean? I'm not really feeling comfortable, but I, as a Russian citizen, I demand investigation, and I demand to find people responsible for this, whoever they are, because it's inhuman, I demand that they're found and they're put to trial and they receive punishment that's adequate to the crimes that they committed. And I think that I'm not alone. I think that all Russians want that to happen. I specifically waited until the end of the stream because it's just such a difficult task to even to think about it, James Dean, $10, thank you. Karen and Buzz in Texas. Alt Winner, 5-year greetings from Austria. Stay strong, Konstantin. Thank you so much. I would have a Zacher right now, the Austrian cake, with my tea. Karen and Buzz, are you feeling stronger since you are eating healthier? Yes. I can't say that I'm feeling stronger. I'm feeling lighter. It always happens when I cut off sugar, fast carbs, meat, fats. I start eating fruits and veggies, perhaps dairy products, 3-4 days, and I start feeling the difference. In 10 days, I will lose up to 10 pounds and I'll be running around literally because I will be feeling so much lighter. It's a miracle, really. Rest and trust God. I am trusting God, you know. I'm not trusting Him. I'm feeling Him. You know, that's a little different. I have connection with Him. He is with you. Love coming your way. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, let me wrap it up. Just give me a second here. Okay, my friends, I know that there are a lot of people watching right now, and one thing I'd like to share with you. See, when I started the streaming every day to give you updates from what was happening in Russia and what is happening in Russia, I felt like the most important thing for me was to speak up and deliver message. Message is what I think personally of some things, what Russians think, and the events that are happening, how they are seen from Russia. And I thought that's very important and the most important. Then I started praying and I started receiving money. Money is great because, you know, this time money is needed more than ever, but it's not the most important. It was always the message. Message first, prayer second, money, conversing with you, reading comments, you know, that was number 3. All important, but they were priorities. But in the last couple of weeks, I start feeling like there's something going on inside of me. And I start feeling like prayer is becoming more important than delivering message. I don't know what to make with teams, and this is it. So praying at the end of the streams is becoming more and more important. Okay, so I would like to ask you to join me in prayer right now because I'm about to finish the stream. And if you are a believer, then most likely you will join anyway. And if you are non-believer, then I'm simply asking and humbly begging you to join me and spend just a couple minutes of your time repeating prayers after me. Even if you don't believe in God, that's okay. God believes in you, and if you love someone, if you have kids, parents, and you love them, it means you have God inside of you, okay? And you don't have to believe, but you have Him inside of you, that's it. And He believes in you. So please join me and let's pray for people of Ukraine. That's what I want to pray for today. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us a wonderful day. Thank you for making us fortunate to have food on our tables and roofs over our heads. Thank you for surrounding us with people we love, children, grandchildren, parents, grandparents, family, friends, colleagues, just good people, strangers. Thank you. Please forgive us our sins. I want to ask you to stop bloodshed and bring peace to Ukraine. That country and the people of that country have suffered so much in the past 40 days. They just need a break. Please, influence people who make decisions whether to continue or stop. Put sense into their minds, into their heads. Open their hearts and fill them with love. Open their eyes so they can truly see what has happened and they can become terrified and scared. Please have them stop this bloodshed. Please send angels to Ukraine, to every single person in that country, to keep them out of harm's way. Please send strength to people whose loved ones died or killed, or that's, bad things happen to them. Give them remorse, compassion, strength, love, and forgiveness. Please help my country, Russia. Send angels with very sharp swords to fight and get rid of demons that have hijacked my country. Have angels, wonderful angels, run my country and make it shine again. Make it again a good member of global community, a good neighbor, a good country that would show everyone light. Make light replace darkness. I want to ask to help our children grow righteous, fair, forgiving, loving, so they would not care what countries they are from. They would not fight each other. They would not make wars or anything like that. They will just be friends, brothers and sisters to everyone, one another. What happened in Ukraine in the past few days, I want to ask you to not let that happen again anywhere. It's just, please, have it not be repeated. Help all Ukrainians who are suffering right now, who have been displaced from their homes, who have been affected by this event. Please help all the Europeans who also have been affected. Please help people who are helping Ukrainian refugees. Please help all Americans, because none of us is happy about this event, and each one of us is suffering. I would like to ask you for a few people, and I want you to have their prayers answered and their wishes come true. I would like to ask you for Kyle and his wife. She needs help with her health and mental state, mental health, strength. And Kyle does also. I would like to ask you for Boss Simon, for Shay, Shannon, Rafaela from Hispanian, Rebecca Witzman, Melissa Dufault Osobaiki. Please have prayers of these people heard and their wishes answered. Thank you very much. Amen. My friends, this stream's becoming tougher and tougher. I keep on showing up every day. You can count me on doing that. They used to be so much fun. Now they're just tough. Thank you very much for coming here today, spending 1 hour of your valuable time, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you. Moderators, thank you very much for helping, doing such wonderful job.